Hello there. I gotta come up with a better intro for these things, but this is gonna be the past, present, and future energies as we enter March 2026. We're trekking along, guys. We're nearly in the third month of the year. We're a quarter of the year through, right? How you feeling? We feeling good. Hope you're feeling fine. Okay. But we're getting into the energy of March. All I will say is that Mercury will be going retrograde this last week of February, and we'll be doing that as we enter March. And the post shadow period of that will go out through the end of March. So basically, March is Mercury's bitch. Intellect, maybe a little off. Technology, maybe a little off. Your electronics may be a little off, transportation may be a little off, there's going to be delays, there's going to be miscommunications, there's going to be all types of things going on. We need to really trust our own intuition and our instincts. Although we're in between eclipses right now, and that's a hiccup in its own, it's just been really intense and challenging to navigate this through, especially if you're someone like me and absorbed in all of the energy of the collective. Y'all, I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. So that's why I've been doing these readings like more on my own time, less of when it's already scheduled and stuff like that. Just like taking some time, necessary time that I can to take care of me first. And then I'll always be back to take care of you. It's just there's gonna be some shifts and some changes in schedule, and you just gotta kind of flow with it. You know, at this point, what truly matters is what makes you happy and what keeps you comfortable and safe, but not too comfortable, okay? Because there's shifts and things like that, so we need to be able to be flexible and adaptable. And yeah, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and I'm here to guide you through. So, March is going to be challenging in its own as we're shifting to eclipse energy and also a Mercury retrograde. So, with that in mind, just keep your head up high, yo. Like, that's all I'm asking for. I've been feeling like this something within the last couple of days has like just kind of blanketed over me, and I don't understand what it is. I used to figure out, is this me, or is this like the people around me, or is this like the collective? Like, it's very difficult for me to sift through that when I'm doing this type of work. So that's why I take the breaks that I need when I need to. So let's break this down, yo. Let's break this down. This is past, present, and future. This is the past, present, and future energies as we enter March 2026. Guys, let's get to marching. I think will be the name of this. This is for Gemini sun, moon, and rising as we march into March 2026. This is your past, present, and future energies. I will say, Gemini, I think I talked about it during Virgo's reading, but I'll give you a more explicit warning that Mercury, oh, you already know? Then who am I telling? You already know. Who am I telling? For the ones that don't know, goodness. Mercury will be going retrograde. Um, this week, as I'm posting this, the last week of February, and it will be retrograde for a couple weeks, the first few weeks in March, and then the last couple weeks in March will be the post shadow period. But ultimately, Mercury in March is about Mercury, okay? And as your ruling planet and also Virgo's ruling planet, it tends to um kick up some dirt um within the collective oh my goodness. I'm just telling you this because with that being your ruling planet, it could impact you stronger or different. I don't know. It can just impact you a little more than oh my goodness. Do you hear me? Do you actually hear me and what I'm saying? Besides the fact that I'm a little tired. Um, but me personally, Mercury is going to be retrograding in my first house. So I feel a little shaken up. I feel a little terrorized. I feel a little, I feel like I've been catching strays. I don't know. All for the greater good. I know. But just a forewarning for Gemini, if you have any Virgo placement, and wherever this falls in your Pisces house in your chart. I didn't really make this specific to rising sign. It's very general, but look for your rising sign if you wanna. I didn't make it specific, so don't. I don't know. Do what it calls you to. I can't speak for the life of me, and if this is how it's gonna be for the next month, yeah. I might just be mute for the month. I'm not gonna lie. I've been trying to learn ASL as well. So I might, you feel me? I might do that till my fingers get mixed up. 555 on the clock. I'm going to start. Let me shuffle one more time because I've just been yapping. But yeah, take that into account. Mercury will be going retrograde at the end of this month, going into March, and pretty much infecting our entire March. So just a forewarning. Let's look at the past energy for Gemini. Okay, let's look at present energy for Gemini. All right, let's look at future energy. Okay. All cards on the table. They came out nice, crisp, and clean. Pretty elegant, too. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Okay. Let's see. Let's just go down the line, shall we? In the past, there was, I wanted to say difficulty, but it didn't come out in like challenge position. There was just, I feel like you went through things in a very unconventional way. Like you did things like kind of untraditional, unconventional, you know, in a way that you maintain your priorities, possessions, and things that you value and stuff like that. So the Hierophant is layered like an onion. So bear with me here. The onion, yep, the onion. The Hierophant is Taurus. Taurus did come up during the new moon in Aquarius, the eclipse that we just had on February 17th. It played its role. I can't pinpoint exactly specifically for Gemini risings where that falls for me, so I'm not gonna go there. But ultimately, the Hierophant ruled by Taurus. Taurus rules the second house of personal income, possessions, and values. Okay? And the ability to commit and stay disciplined to those things that you value, that keeps you secure and safe, right? That keeps you comfortable, secure, and safe, I shall say, ruled by Taurus, okay? In the reverse, there's either a lack of commitment, because the Hierophant, like I said, is layered. So it can speak about commitment and your self-worth and your values, your personal values, okay? There's a lack thereof here, a lack of commitment, a lack of, what did I say? Personal values, a lack of commitment, a lack of discipline within your possessions or management of your possessions, and a lack of personal worth and value, right? So, in regards to that, that's in the past. We can clarify that, but there was definitely a disconnect to a commitment that you had. The Hierophant, one more thing, is also a teacher, um, a teacher and a guider. Provides some sense of guidance, but guidance in a sense of, and teachings in a sense of staying committed to the things that you value and building up your own personal values and worth. Okay, so moving on into present energy, we have Queen of Wands, which means you're sitting in a very, like, you're sitting in a space where you feel very attractive, you feel very charming, and things like that. Um, you're able to create and bring it, you're able to go and create things that you want and desire in life. Okay? That's pretty much the energy that you're sitting in presently. You're sitting in the energy of, like, fulfilling your wants and desires and stuff like that, or attracting it in, bringing it in. What you want and what you desire is the position that you're sitting in. Okay, moving into the future, though, there's like an unwillingness to plant new seeds or to invest in new areas or new areas, new things and stuff like that. And that's whether you invest your time, energy, efforts, or finances and resources, whatever it is, you're not willing to give like freely and openly, and especially in regards to things that are new to you, that you don't really have much experience in. You're not willing to invest into those things in the future here. So, okay. And then at the bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. We have the King and the Queen of Wands, but the King of Wands is in the reverse. So there's like this two things. It's either your inner masculine, whether you're masculine presenting or not, your inner masculine doesn't have the ability to execute on the things that you want to create. You're bringing in, like, it's like you're bringing in all the ingredients to create something, but you don't have the skill to bake it or to execute it. And I don't want to say you don't have the skill either, because the king obviously has skill. The king knows better and can do better. So this is about, in general, just the inability to take inspired action on the things that you want to create in life. So you are gaining the vision, you're building it up, you're creating it, you're creating the vision, basically. But when it comes to initiating the plan, taking inspired action, making a plan of action here, there's an inability or refusal even too. So that's one side of it. Also, the King of Wands can also be viewed as very aggressive with his approach. So it is about like getting things done, but being very aggressive about it. Because I mean, ultimately, the King of Wands is very passionate and affectionate and stuff like that, and also very charming and attractive, as well as the Queen of Wands. But he's going to get out and go and do what it needs to be done to make things happen, right? So in this case, he can be very pushy and aggressive in trying to create some type of outcome of his liking. Again, this is about wands. So ultimately, this is about wants and desires versus needs. So just take that into account. But like, yeah, this is someone who's going to get what he wants under any circumstances. It can be, particularly with the King of Wands in the reverse position, he gets a bad rep. He gets a bad rep, but it's just because his energy, his element is energy, and it's so expansive. It can cross over into anything because everything is energy in its own sense. So, yeah. So it gets a little wonky, but and aggressive, but ultimately, yeah, he can play double parts where either he doesn't have the ability to transmute things and work with his energy, or he overworks his energy and he's a little bit more aggressive and pushy with his approach. And again, it can get, you know, these the 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 king and queen of wands are very attractive, very sensual people, and so it gets there, it goes there, um, where the king of wands can be a very lustful or even predatory energy, where he's just taking whatever he can get, um, and things like that. But either way, it's not considering any of any consequences, or just a lack of consideration in general for others. So take what resonates with that. So let's look at the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is very layered. So not knowing particularly where it's coming from, but in regards of self-worth, personal values, and what you're committed to ultimately. But in this case, there's a lack of commitment, a lack of value, worth. Let's see what this is. Okay, Four Swords. Hold on. So we have the Four Swords, the Four Pentacles, the Four Swords in the reverse, Four Pentacles, and the universe or the world in reverse. I feel like so Four of Swords, especially in the reverse, points to burnout. It points to being so mentally exhausted that your body needs to rest and you feel completely burnt out. It also points to analysis paralysis. Having so many thoughts on your mind, you don't really know where to start. So there's a need to like rest your mind for a bit, go do something that can clear your mind. Whether that is resting, whether that is meditation, yoga, going to the gym, going for a run, just doing something. It can involve movement, but if your body is telling you to rest and lay down, you better rest and lay down. With that, so there's a need to gain some mental stability, and you needing to clear your mind, organize your thoughts a little bit. Okay, Four of Pentacles, you are holding on to some things here. You're either conserving your time, energy, and resources, or you're holding on to something. Ultimately, it's something you've built you've made some type of foundation. Like you've gotten some type of structure beginning here that you're trying to maintain and hold together. Okay? But then there's the reverse world here, the universe in the reverse here. Which means or tells me that there's something incomplete here. There's a cycle that you're working through to complete, but it either was completed unsuccessfully and now you have to rework through the cycle, rework through the lesson. Remember, the Hierophant is a teacher. It provides lessons of commitment and self-worth and value. So either you're re-undergoing that lesson because it completed unsuccessfully for you. Ultimately, something completed, but it just didn't complete successfully. And or you've left something incomplete. A cycle that is meant to come to completion, you left it incomplete. Okay? But ultimately, something's supposed to end and begin here, and it's left incomplete here in the past. All right? And you may know what this is by this time with the moon here in the reverse. You know this. You know the truth behind this. This is now up to you to acknowledge the truth behind this. It's not hidden behind the clouds any longer. The veil has been lifted. This is no surprise to you. It's now time for you to acknowledge the truth that has been revealed to you here. That's what that says. Okay? So, in the present, we have the Queen of Wands here, which is that creative energy radiating out of you. Creative energy that allows you to attract in whatever it is that you want and desire in life. Okay? The Wheel of Fortune. In due time, things will work out and the wheel will turn in your favor. Well, the wheel is turning in your favor. So in due time, you will reach a successful point in your life. I don't want to say like that, like the ultimate point of success, but you will begin, like things will start turning in your favor more. For sure. The things that you wanted, the things that you desire, that you're calling in now is truly something for you, meant for you. The Wheel of Fortune is about destiny and fortune. So is good fortune coming to you. Okay? At the bottom of the deck, underlying energy is Ten of Swords. Something painful happened here or ended here. It could have ended here or been an ending to something. Ten of Swords is, it's very mentally distressing, very painful to think about or to speak about even. It's like an act of betrayal. It's like backstabbing energy. It's something you left for dead here. But it's in the underlying energy here. And you're radiating out of it presently. And the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. So whatever ended here, it may have been painful. It may have been stressful and very, very difficult ultimately. But it was an ending of some sort, of a difficult time, of a difficult headspace that you were in. Whatever it is, those times, you acknowledge them or maybe haven't acknowledged it. Whatever it is, you are in a different mode. You are creating and bringing in what you want and desire in life, and you will be successful in due time. Okay, moving forward, Page of Pentacles. I mean, I don't want to lie to y'all. But you do also have free will. Okay, so moving forward, I'm seeing in the future, when it comes to trying new things, investing in new things, whatever it is, there's something new here, something you do not have experience in, and it needs your attention. It needs your effort. It needs some type of investment from you. It needs you to plant the seed. It needs you to initiate the start of something new. Okay? It needs your input, ultimately. And if there's an unwillingness, with this being in the reverse, if there's an unwillingness to do that, then you won't be as successful as you think. 6 of Wands in the reverse. 6 of Wands is literally about victory and success, recognition, appreciation, all those things. But if you're not willing to do the work, even put in the little bit of effort that is necessary, it seems like it won't come as easy. There's a feeling of defeat instead of victory, the feeling of underappreciation instead of recognition. Okay? So just be mindful of that. At the bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands in the reverse. If you don't keep up this energy, the energy that you're in right now, it's okay to be in that energy. It's okay to be in that energy, to gather or to attract in what it is that you do want and what it is that you do desire. But staying balanced enough to know when to take inspired action is just as important. You cannot stay in this energy of creation for too long without stagnating. Okay? The Queen of Wands in the reverse is just as bad as the King of Wands in the reverse. You feel me? When it comes to that energy, we all have this energy that builds up inside of us. We all have energy, and depending on where we direct that energy and where it goes is okay, I just want to say Queen of Wands in the reverse, it's like a pick me energy. Pick me, pick me, pick me, instead of no, I was chosen, or this chose me, right? It's so, it constantly needs, the King and the Queen of Wands in the reverse constantly needs validation for the things that they're doing to make it, they constantly need validation within the things that they're doing, but it's not things that they're doing for themselves, and that's why they need the validation. is things that they're doing to impress others and the people around them. It's why they need the validation. So that's why with this card, the victory, the recognition, the appreciation, that's why it's not given so easily when you don't do the work that is necessary, or put in and do the things that excites you, that is meant to build you up, instead of just doing it to make it look like you've been built up. Do you understand what I'm saying with that? Because wands falls all over into many, many things, but when they're in the reverse, they get very egotistical. It gets very, like, combative, confrontational, and competitive energy. It's just energy against energy against energy. So, like, when they read in the reverse, you have to be very careful about how this fire spills over, because it can consume everything in its path. So if you're not wielding it correctly, it will take over. It will. And that's not what you need. I know this is mostly about what you want here, I guess, but it's not what you need. Don't let your wants overpower your needs here, because that will just cause a whole nother imbalance in life. And that's all I got for you, Gemini, honestly. So if this is resonating for you, or you would like to dig deeper into this reading, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll.